All right. Hello, everyone. Sandy Hahn here again for another call. And I'm going to change things up a little bit here. Um, got a lot of incredible feedback from people I had sent the link to. And so I'm going to take a lot of advice from that and going forward. So I'm going to try and keep things a little shorter. Those first one was way too long. Second one was even a little too long. Trying to shoot for like 10 to 15 minutes and be more focused on stuff. And um, oops, sorry, taking a few notes here. So, a couple things that I think are important that I mentioned. I had some people, a lot of really good responses that they didn't even know I had a website. So, first thing, and we're going to have all this detailed out in writing prior to this, and maybe even during the call. Um, the first one is my website, thesandyhahnpodcast.com. And that's got a lot of information already on it. All the podcast episodes, a lot of different videos, some funny stuff, um, of some things I did. And all these particular videos that I'm going to be doing going forward will all be put on there. And what I'm trying to do is just keep it short, 10 to 15 minutes focused. And then, if people have questions, they can send them to my email, which is also going to be put up. That's the sandyhahnpodcast@gmail.com. Just to have one place for things to go to. But because right now I'm getting, messages and stuff. And it's really been amazing that I'm getting from literally all over the world, from texts as well as Facebook Messenger. And it's really cool because people are interacting and asking questions about things like cold therapy, infrared red light therapy, infrared sauna, meditation, Adderall, and testosterone. So all the things that are very, very important that I know have already seemed to be helping people, although they're just getting started. But it's nice to have a lot of communication. It's really, I just want everyone to know how profoundly this has affected me in such a positive way. It's just, I'm going to keep going and keep doing this because I know it's helping. Um, and I know it's helped me, but the feedback I'm getting already is amazing. I can't wait to see what happens when people actually start doing this more. But there were a lot of questions. Again, all of these videos, as well as I'm going to be posting a lot of workout videos. Um, I've sent a lot to some people. Jim was one of them. I don't know if you've been able to start doing those, but they're very simple ones that I've learned to do with my trainer. But they're very important to kind of loosen up, very simple movements. And um, going to see my trainer, Tanya, in a few days. But one thing I wanted to mention too, something new that I'm going to be talking about more because I'm very excited about. It's a gym in Lakewood, Ohio, um, and called Rock It Out. Maria Paholis, wonderful lady. I went there yesterday for the first time, and I guess they have locations all over the world and the country, which is nice because we're going to be out of town next week, and I'm trying to go find one. It's a gym for people with Parkinson's, and I didn't know what to expect, but I was pretty blown away how much of a good workout it was for, and I did a lot of the same things that Tanya Watkins, my trainer, had done with me. Um, and it just certain movements help with balance because I still struggle with that. And one of the things that they had, so I'm going to try and get a video of this when I go tomorrow. I was actually putting in a harness and strapped to this tether of some sort, so I could actually stand. It wasn't easy, but it kept me from falling. And I had boxing gloves on. I was punching, beating the hell out of this dummy, and it felt so good. So I'm gonna keep doing that, keep talking about that. I definitely want to have Marie on. She's had that studio for about 8 years. 8 years. It's really an amazing community. And I'm going to put links for all these websites. So for Rocket Out, I will have that put up, as well as Elemental Cold Plunge. Elise Free, my dear friend, and on that there'll be some other directions, like for Elemental Cold Plunge. You click on resources, and then it has all the different things, from the cold plunge to the infrared sauna to the red light therapy. So when I go, I do 12 to 15 minutes in the trifecta light therapy. It's like a tanning bed with infrared and red light therapy. And there's some details on Elisa's website. Again, we'll have that Elemental Cold Plunge in Westlake, Ohio. But what it does, people always ask me, what does that do for you? I don't know, but it feels good. This has details, and there'll be other links on other things that I'm going to be getting into throughout these calls, because there's a lot of them, but there's very specific ways to do it. So I do 12 to 15 minutes in the red light therapy. I do 20 minutes in infrared sauna, sweat my ass off. And then I get out, shower off the sweat, and right into the cold plunge. I've got videos of all that too. That I'm going to be those will be on the website. I'm going to put a whole bunch of stuff on there. Some of it's pretty funny. But the goal, what you're aiming for, that Elise shared with me, is an hour in the sauna. So I go 3 times a week, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and then 11 minutes in the cold. So I go 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. And there were a lot of questions about some of that. And just there's places, some of these places are all they're getting popular. But I think Elemental's the best, and anyone who goes there is going to see why. She's just got amazing stuff. She's actually moving into a much larger facility. Should be ready by next spring or late winter. Looking forward to that. She's going to have a whole bunch more therapies to do that I'm going to be doing. Some I've already done. And again, the specifics of each of these things are very important. And I can just tell you with cold plunge, what I'm doing and how you feel, it's truly amazing. So I would recommend that. And because I messaged and texted with a few people who they would find places. Again, there's a lot of them, but do your homework and make sure you find the right people for that. So, and again, I'm going to have Rocket Out, their website. Actually, she just texted me. So Rock Out is just her. That's her. Rock Steady is the one that's everywhere. She just has a Cleveland affiliate. So she wants to be her own nonprofit. So she's a wonderful person. If you have a chance to go there, I must go there at least twice a week. Um, so those are the main things. Again, there's a few more things. I'm going for acupuncture tomorrow. I hadn't done that in a while. There's that whole list that I sent that I'm going to be adding to a lot more and going into the details of each. Um, and I've had a lot of people texting about meditation. Um, and I've tried to lighten their journey into that because it can be a little overwhelming. And um, Dr. Joe Dispenza has saved my life. But again, it's different. Maybe you don't need to go that deep, but I can tell you that I'm going to have some of his videos. He has a ton of YouTube stuff, but some of it's so profound. I listen to it all the time. And just the basic thing of just your thoughts control everything. Everything starts with thought. And you've got to believe that you can do things and you can get better. And the only reason for you believe that, a belief is a thought that you think of over and over. And you can change your beliefs by changing your thoughts. And you can't do it by just thinking one thing and thinking positive. I do this every day, every morning, every evening of those same thoughts until you think it and it fires on wires in your brain and becomes a belief. And boy, that you got to do it every day, every night, and not just for a few days or a week or a month. Took me almost a year and a half of doing it to get through feeling like hell before I started to feel better. And then once you start feeling that, then you start believing it and you don't want to stop. And that's the way I feel about what I'm doing now. I'm not going to stop doing this. I'm going to keep helping people. It's going to take time and there'll be a lot of negative people, naysayers. But I'm working on some things to address that as well. Just because I didn't expect to be feeling, talking. I still have some slurs and I still have a lot of struggles I'm dealing with. And I want people to know that. So I can relate to them because I know a lot of people are going through hell. But I know some are already starting that path to go in their direction because of what I can feel in conversations, in texts and messages. It's just something you can feel when you get to talk to them. So, well, it's been close to 15 minutes. I think I've talked about most of the things I want, and I want to try and keep it shorter. But since do you have Jim? Take Jim off of mute and just you there, Jim? No, you're still on mute.
Yep, I'm
Oh,
here.
there he is. So that's my new format. What'd you think?
I think it's great. I was wondering, what's your place for acupuncture? Where should I go?
Oh, I'm going to Transcendence Health. It's in North Ridgeville. And I know
Okay.
you're in Broadview Heights.
Yeah,
There's there's so many places, but again, this will be my first time doing it there. I've done it a few other places, and I will ask if he knows of anyone closer to you, because that's North Thursdale's probably going to be
that's great.
40 minutes or so. But I know there'll be no shortage of places around. But even before you go, do some homework. You know what I'll do? I'm going to ask him tomorrow
That's great.
what he does that he thinks is better. Because again, I've done to a few that were okay, but took way too long. And I'll share that information with you and with everyone next week about what are the things you should be asking for.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I can give you that information so you and everyone else can reach out and see what exactly how you would do it. Because I know there are different kinds, and there are different kinds of things for all the stuff I'm doing. But that's why I want to do this to help educate people. Because what I've learned, I jumped into them and found that the way I was doing it was, I hate to say it, but some of it was like a waste of time and money because
Yeah.
you're not doing it the right way. Uh, it, it's not going
Some
to be
some
effective.
of the practitioners are as well. Like they would. That's why I'm having trouble with is who's right, who's wrong, like finding that one person or a few people or you know
Yes. Well,
a lot of these therapies some people are legit, some people are not,
yeah, I'm glad you said that because that same thing applies to everything I'm doing. That the long list that's getting longer. If you're not doing it the right way, and like just as a quick example, testosterone, there are pills for that. There are supplements for that. There's apparently something you get, implanted in you that releases stuff. But the what I do, I take a syringe, or my wife takes it, fills it, and I put it in my thigh. That is the most powerful and effective way that I've felt and what I've seen and speaking with others. So I'll continue to get into a lot more of these things in just in this fashion. So thank you very much for that, Jim. That was very helpful. And I will get back to you tomorrow after my acupuncture session when I learn more about how to do it and how not to do it.
cool.
Sound good? All right. Well, thanks, Jim. And that'll be it for today. We'll talk again next week. Take care, everyone.
Sounds good. See
Thanks,
you.
Jim. See you.